really privileged to be here and presenting this. This is going to happen in a bit of coordinated fashion. So I'm not going to type anything here. It would be actually our CTO, Neeraj, is handling the AV unit there. He's actually going to do the typing. But let's first see what's MOI. MOI is a Finnish word, literally means hi. And what is MOI? So it's a conversational shopping assistant, which is guided and open, both, as shopper wish for. That's the beauty of it. Next. It's smart, meaning it learns as you share, as you grow with it. Next. Respect. What do I mean here? Respect is very important, right? In our company, community, everywhere. I think it brings a lot of valuable work around us. Now, how MOI is respecting, what is respecting? Number one, it has been trained to, for example, ignore swear words. Because when people work with chatbots, they get very creative. So it's important that we are respectful to the audience, whosoever we work with. But the other thing is that if you are using Klevu, at least at this stage, for almost every retailer that I speak with, it's very important for them. They have their own business rules. They have their own business logic. And we have to also respect that. I think no retailer would actually take just a chatbot. They want to make sure that it actually respects their own business logic, right? It serves their customers. And that's what we are hearing over and over from this panel and experts, right? That it's very important to respect your shoppers, your consumers. So whatever you have merchandised in Klevu, MOI will respect that. It means when chatting with the shoppers, it will adjust the ranking of the products accordingly. That's what we mean by respect. Next, measure. Who cares whether it's ChatGPT or anything else for that matter if it doesn't make money to the retailer? It's useless. And for us, it's a very simple way to measure a business. That from this conversation, is shopper buying the product? There's no way to complicate it. Keep it simple. So it actually allows you to trace very simply that this was the chat, this was the product bought. Keep it simple. This is what we mean by measure here. Fallback. Chatbots are very boring. About 2 years ago, actually, I spoke with about 3 customers, and I showed them our work on chatbot. And they said, we can't put this to our shoppers because we spend so much money to bring them to our store. This chat here, if they fail, because most chats, they never talk about the product, right? Chat is mostly customer support. So what if it fails? And hence this, now when we are bringing this out, we are actually allowing to have a fallback mechanism for the shoppers. So the way we are launching it is actually from search. So from search, you can actually have a chat. And when you can have a chat, and if you're not happy with it as a shopper, you can actually switch back to search. So we want to make sure that retailer does not lose that shopper's interest. Next. So it's like search, but without a search box. That's MOI. Next. You want to try? You can go to klevu.com/MOI and you can register your interests. I want to give you a few pointers on that. It's a very advanced level of experiment. And it can fail. Yes, it can fail, but it fails graciously. That's more important. Let's dive into the actual system. So here is the search. If you click on search, and I'm going to coordinate this on a live mode here from my phone. Neeraj is actually driving the script from there. So the way we're going to do it is I'm going to talk about the intent, and then we're going to go through it together. So when you click on search, you can see on the right, there is a, could you please click on the search? And there's a chat mode. So shoppers will be able to actually enable chat from the search itself. When you do that, now it takes the entire screen on the phone, and now we have the chat experience, right? It introduces itself that I'm a shopping assistant, what can I do, yada, yada. This is the first conversational assistant that actually allows you to have open-ended conversation about the product. And that's something we are very proud of. So, as I said earlier, it can be guided or open. Let's not do guided, let's do open, right? So, let's start a simple query. Do you have sofas? It's a catalog, it's a demo store that we have, it's a furniture catalog. And yeah, go ahead. And what you're gonna see next is sofas. But then what it does immediately is that now you can actually ask specific questions. But if you notice, if you could do quick on the quick view, please. You can see that you can see the product as well. This is all happening on phone. And every product has a locator, P0, P1, P2, something like that. Yeah. So now you can actually ask questions about the product as well. Now, what it says is that, okay, we have found sofas, it's a carousel, and do you want to select specific color and stuff like that. But no, we don't want to, again, respect the guided journey. We want to just try something. Can you try the next query? Yeah. We say, I want to know just which are the 3-seater sofas from this, because that's what I'm looking for. And it, of course, gets me 3-seater sofas. And now it says, one interesting thing to notice here, if you can hold on, that it actually says example P0, what is the color, this leather sofa has. Now that question, that guidance, it automatically builds up depending on which products are in the carousel. So let's say we have, onions and peppers on the carousel, the question would be about vegetables. So the guidance itself is actually dynamic, which is, I think, quite unique in its own way. And yeah, we ask for the gray ones, please. So, and Neeraj, being very courteous, likes to use word please as well. Yep. And now we are doing some sort of pricing constraint. My budget is less than $4,000. So now we are further, diving into this as an open conversation. I can anytime, if I want to, I can switch to, guided. But now I want to understand a bit more about the P1 and P0, so the products. Do you want to? Yeah. So what are good things about P1 and P0? This is a human question, isn't it? And how do they compare with each other? So we ask that question, so we actually get the answer. So at any time, I can just reset, and MOI will, forget what has been asked for. And I'm now starting another query. Can you show me corner sofa? So I have corner sofas for me. Again, on specific products, I can ask questions. And then I want to ask something about the quality. So yeah, first I want to understand whether it's leather, for example. And then within leather, I want to understand a bit more about the quality. As you can see, that the guidance is actually changing underneath as well, which questions to ask for. So it actually further gives me the actual analysis from the sofa and gives me what are the kind of key qualities and so on. But I want to now change a little bit again the subject, and I'm gonna ask for something on payment because I'm not sure whether I can pay by card, by bank transfer, or whatever. So I'm just asking, how can I pay for this? And then it again understands the question and gives me an answer that we are selecting credit cards and so on. But which methods am I accepting? And can I do bank transfer, for example? No, we don't accept bank transfer payments. And I want to know how long will it take to deliver this to me as a customer. It's 6 to 8 weeks, but can I get it earlier? I have a question. Can I get it earlier? No, it's not possible. But what if I want to return it then? Is it possible to return it? So I'm asking, what's your return policy? But now I'm changing again the subject about talking to an agent. I'm not happy with this. I want to know if I can talk to an agent in your company. Every question, every query that we are firing, you are observing there's an intent behind it. And the system is actually capturing that intent and developing that conversation with me. Now, I'm changing my query. I understand about the sofa, I understand about their delivery, and I'm again changing my query. This is really long sentence. And in future, we would bring this also with voice. So it's actually, you can have more conversation as well. So I'm asking for oval or round shape dining table that's more than $5,000. I have increased my budget. And we have it. This is where, again, our core NLP search is being used behind the scene. We can ask what material the P1, P0 is made up of, or how reliable is it actually. You can combine two questions together as well. So you can ask multiple questions in the same window, as you can see it. And that's something, it took us some time for model to actually train on that. And I want to now understand, I want to see more of these. So I like this, but I want to see more like this. So this is where you can use other type of, like we are using different Klevu algorithms here to actually identify the distant index to the specific products as well. And finally, I want to know certain suitability criteria for this. That do you have benches that I can use for outdoor? This is a really good example. And Neeraj talked about semantic search on rain and wet as that, having that semantic annotation. But let's ask something very irrelevant. Do you sell potatoes? This is where you need to understand the subject that is being asked for from the query. And finally, there is one thing here that we are not demonstrating right now, but is because we wanted to cover different intents in this demo. But as a shopper, you don't kind of go through so many hoops of journey. You actually have something that in mind. as you go and click on certain products, we require 3 clicks. Then we actually start to personalize the experience. So the bottom, the labels that you see, you would start to see products for me as another label dynamically introduced as well. So it actually starts to build that personalization as we have we need 3 clicks, and then we can do it. And then if I'm not, let's say there is some failure with the chat or GPT is slow, and we saw at some certain point it was slow. This is, by the way, not developed on ChatGPT entirely. This is again, probably one of the first examples where we are using ChatGPT for what it is good at, and we are actually combining that with our NLP expertise, our understanding of the catalog, because this is where OpenAI is quite limited. It cannot understand the catalog, and that's what we are doing here. And then combining our retailers' preferences, business rules, configurations, we are respecting them as well. So this is like a really good marriage between both good things in the system here. If I want to go back to the search mode, I can also do that. So if I disable the chat mode, I'm back in the search window. So as a retailer, this is very important for me that I don't lose my shopper kind of bouncing from my store. I want the shopper to continue and find what he or she wants.